Hello and welcome back to Genshin Impact. Today we're going to be doing some road quests. Right now we're going to do the one that we randomly got after we completed the story. Next time on King of Invocation. Something seems to be bothering the novelist Fukumoto. So let's talk to him. I want to go back to Itazuma. How could this happen to me? What's wrong? Traveler. Don't even mention the novel. Those researchers working on Genius Invocation TCG are barely holding it together. According to a researcher I know quite well, the team encountered all kinds of problems that can only be described as baffling. For example, a Harvard researcher suddenly asked a question one day. He said that if the effect descriptions on the cards are too long, it might discourage people who aren't used to reading long blocks of text from playing the game. Researchers are used to reading large chunks of text and aren't affected by the issue, but the long descriptions could very well turn potential players away. So he suggested cutting the amount of text on some cards in half to make them easier to read. Is it really that long? It's not a problem to me, but the researchers are still working hard on this issue. After all, it's about the player's experience, and the fewer problems, the better. Anyway, there's an even bigger problem. They promised to help me find models for my novel, but something went wrong with that too. Remember, I told you earlier about a researcher who said they'd introduce me to Tainari and Sino and asked them to be the inspirations for my novel? But they're so busy, I don't think I could count on them for a while. What will you do? The researcher who received me was not able to help me with this, but he gave me an idea. He said Sino sometimes goes to Puspa Cafe to play cards. If I want, I could try my luck there first, or maybe they'll help me get in touch when they're free. And what are your thoughts? By the time they're free, I'll have finished writing the novel. Guess I'll go myself and see if I can find Sino. But if I'm lucky enough to meet Sino at the cafe, how should I even introduce myself to him? What a dilemma. I can help, I know Sino pretty well. Really? That's amazing. But how did you... you know what? I'm not gonna pry further. What are we waiting for then? Let's head to Puspa Cafe. Hope we'll be able to catch Sino. Oh, it's actually in the city. Sino's a card player, huh? We better go to Itazuma and play this game with Ito when it comes out. Wow, you got a camera set up and everything. Shh. Isn't that Sino? Look at his outfit, his hairstyle, and that hair color. This is exactly what a protagonist in a card game novel should look like. Oh my, so this card game is a Yu-Gi-Oh knockoff. This has no rhyme or reason. I actually know quite a lot of people who could fit into this category. Really? That's great. I'm working on the third book of King of Invocations, and this time, I'm not going to base it on the gameplay mechanics of Genius Invocation TCG. I'm going to create an all-new way of playing. For instance, I could get all cards to be suspended mid-air on the field. Players will have to collect cards as they consider their next move, all while preventing their opponent from collecting cards themselves. I'm getting excited just thinking about it, but we don't have time for this right now. Traveler, please ask Sino to be the model for my novel. I'm counting on you. Yeah, it's definitely based on Yu-Gi-Oh. This combination of cards isn't so bad. But they're not strong enough to deal with quick attacks. What are you up to, Sino? Jaryuma, I didn't expect to see you here. I'm in the middle of trying to build a Genius Invocation deck with a relatively slow attack speed. hoping that the deck would allow the player to obtain an abundance of resources and plenty of powerful cards. But to be honest, it's hard to build a deck like that. Currently in the Genius Invocation TCG community, some players prefer to use cards with fast attack speeds. At the beginning of the game, they play a large number of cards in one go in order to swiftly defeat their opponents. Yeah, that's the new meta of Yu-Gi-Oh! But I'm no fan of this tactic. I prefer to continuously accumulate resources in different ways, seizing every possible opportunity, building up my advantage, and eventually securing the victory. Yes, wonderful. You're just like the main character in my novel. Sorry, This is the author of King of Invocations. Hello, Jaryuma. I don't suppose you've heard of me? I've read your novel. It's very good. I'm truly honored. In the novel, every time the protagonist is at a disadvantage, he always manages to get a card that wasn't in his deck through various means, then defeats his opponent. This left a lasting impression on me. The heart of the card! Fucking taking a card out of its sleeve and putting it at the top of the deck. I understand that writing novels requires taking creative license, but this way of winning is a departure from the fundamental mechanics of Genius Invocation TCG. About that, well, although I do play Genius Invocation trading card game a lot, I'm not really good at it. And if you write about the duels with a competitive mindset, it wouldn't make for an interesting story. Is that so? Well, as luck would have it, I've just built 2 decks of cards, so we could play a few rounds of Genius Invocation TCG here. Maybe you'll find some inspiration. Nah, this guy simply wants to play cards. Eh? Playing cards with you? I'd love to, but the truth is... About Fukumoto's request. You tell Sino about Fukumoto's request. You're asking me to model for the illustrations in King of Invocations? That's certainly no problem. Great! Traveler, quickly, help me take some pictures. Huh. Took several pictures of Sino very quickly. This has been a big help. I'm sure Asagiri will make an excellent illustration. Thank you very much, Sino. I'll be sure to send you a copy of the novel as soon as it's published. Sino, the 2 decks you're holding are... Didn't you promise to play a few games of Genius Invocation TCG with me earlier? I'm not very good at it, so, Traveler, you're definitely better than me. I've never played before. Then the matter is settled. Here, take this quick attack deck. I'm going to use this relatively slower deck to see how I can deal with your attacks. I'll do my best, Sino. Oh, I wanted to play. Sino, your playstyle is so slow and deliberate. It's just an intuitive strategy. Okay, so they say the same thing no matter who you talk to. Okay, I wanted to play though. Got like a month before the next update. Well, from watching this video, not long at all. Probably. I don't know. I don't know how far I'm actually ahead because of all the chest gathering. But okay, we're gonna actually head to... What was it, Famara Village? There was an NPC here, I think. This was the Nara and the kids? Or was that Narva? Yes, I wanna confront this guy. What should I do about my mission? Let's uncover the bad guy in the Mara village. Hello, Alfonso. See you guys. Jaryuma, what can I do for you? If you're looking for Rana, she's gone already. I want to talk to you about something. The bad guy hiding in the Mara village. After all, Rana only felt relaxed enough to go on a journey after Jaryuma promised her to deal with the bad guy. I see. I understand now. Even though I don't have a clue, feel free to ask. First, let's recap what happened. So who was the first missing child in Vamara village? Aw, shit. Fuck. I'm cheating. Let's see. Okay, we'll go to the wiki. Okay, would you... Sudabe was the first... Okay. So, Sudabe. Paimon remembers now. It's Sudabe. She heard that there were herbs that could improve Abadai's sight and then sneaked into the woods. That's right, we were worried when it happened and organized a search party. Paimon remembers now. Rana did say you organized a search party and brought Curry along too. Who told Sudabe about the herbs? I did. Sudabe is a good kid who cares about Amadaya. I recall mentioning it to her one day, but I also said, yeah, Paimon knows. She said you told her not to wander the forest alone, but she really cares about Amadai. Any other questions? So who was the second that went missing? Cavus. He said he was going to see a friend in the forest for his missing sister. Yeah, he did mention that. Do you know who Cavus's friend is, Alfonso? How would I know? I didn't find Cavus or his friend in the woods. As you know, he came back suddenly not remembering anything, just like Sudabe. Any other questions? No more children went missing after that. You got this, Paimon. Eh? Okay. Well, Iosim was supposed to go missing next, but we and Rana ran into him and brought him back. How did it happen exactly? According to him, he heard Alfonso say there were huge mushrooms in a cave, so he wanted to go get some for Rana. Then the Fatui followed him. He got scared, ran, and ended up trapped in a withering zone. What? He went into a withering zone? How come he never told me that? That's unacceptable. Wait, if he was in the withering zone, how did he make it back? I understand that you can master the elements without a vision, but still. Should we tell Alfonso about Arana? That should be fine, he ought to know. You'll probably find this hard to believe, Alfonso, but there are fairies called Aranara in the forest. Iosim and the gang are friends with them, so the Aranara help him. Aranara? But going after the kids, the Fatui are so despicable. We still don't know who the bad guy hiding in Vamara village is. I think someone's watching us over there, Paimon. Where? Don't tell Paimon it's the bad guy we're looking for. Go check it out. Just Paimon alone? Yeah, for your trouble, I'll be right there. You're small and can fly. Perfect for scouting. Fine. Can't have Jaryuma do everything anyway. Paimon's got this. Paimon leaves excitedly. Why bother? She'll be happier if she doesn't know. Let's talk elsewhere. When did he start suspecting me? Is it because Sudabe and Iosim both mentioned me? You know my name. But Rana never told you my name. Or maybe you have great hearing and overheard your name when Rana introduced you to Amadaya. You never told Amadaya that either. How careless of me. But besides the Fatui, the Adventurers Guild also has an extensive network. So why don't you think I'm an adventurer? You seem to know me very well. You know I could control the elements without a vision. Quite famous for your exploits. I don't have to be a Fatus to know that. The bottom line is, you don't have anything concrete to prove that I'm with them. True, but that's not important. You're right, only the court demands proof, whereas a keen hound needs merely a scent to track the prey. Of course, a clever hound would avoid the scent it shouldn't sniff, as to not run into a dragon at the trail's end. But from your track record, you're not one to quit. You warned Rana not to patrol the forest, because you didn't want her to interfere with the Fatui. There's truth to that, but more importantly, I didn't want her to get hurt. The other Fatui aren't like me. They felt nothing toward her or Vimara village. Who are you really, Alfonso? The name given me at birth is buried in freezing snow. The name granted me by the House of Hars is Trofin Snezhnif. Trofin of the House of Hars. Your action tells me you probably encountered my brothers and sisters before. Oh, don't tell me who you ran into or their status, should they have revealed their identities to you. Assuming they are still alive, then they would have betrayed Her Majesty already. If they're dead, I'd rather not know about it. House of Hars is a shelter founded by the knave. Children raised in the house aren't related, but our bonds are tighter than blood. After coming of age, those with potential undergo training to become agents and infiltrate different locations to await orders. Unfortunately, I was deemed as having potential. What is your order? Capture Aranara. It's an order from the doctor, so that he can study the connection between Aranara, dreams, and the withering. Weaponizing dreams and the withering seems to be one of his projects. Of course, I, and every Fatus you defeated are his source of study. We can't see Aranara, but Kavis, Sudabe, and Iosam have what it takes to befriend them. So you let the Fatui abduct them to lure the Aranara out? Correct, and the Aranara did show up, but their power truly was amazing. Able to free those kids right under the nose of heavy scrutiny. Or security. The doctor has eyes on something truly incredible this time. Got a question for you too, Jaryuma. Why would the Aranara erase the abduction and rescue from Calvis and Sebadai's memory to avoid being exposed? The Aranara doesn't want the children to remember anything like that at all. Aranara doesn't want them to be violent when they grow up. I see. So that Aranara is named Arana. That sounds a lot like Rana. A very pretty name. Please, thank her on my behalf when you get the chance. Why would you thank her? The Mara village feels like real home to me. Rana and Iosam feel like blood relatives. I feel like the blood relatives I should have had. Kavis and Sebade are my precious siblings. I hope they will grow up happy, healthy, righteous, and kind. So even though Arana has made my job that much more difficult, I appreciate what she did very much. Oh, I finally get it. Just like you distracted Paimon, children ought not to know the dirty deeds. Youngster, you should enjoy childhood. Do what you like. See what you want to see, but also remember the dark days. That's the house's teachings, because facing the darker side of life is inevitable for grown-ups. You need to be prepared as a child, so you can protect yourself and those you love. Maybe what you're doing also makes sense. If I hadn't grown up in the House of Hars and became a spy in Vimara village, if only I were born in Vimara village. All this talk is meaningless. I know. I just feel sorry. I wish I'd always been Alfonso, not Trofin Schnedschnips. I can't ever pronounce that. I wish I really was Iosam's big brother. I want to be a good person, but I belong to an organization. I want to be family to Rana and the kids, but I've already got a family I can't turn my back on. Many of my fellows have powers rivaling the Lord Harbingers and are not subject to any city or state. That's something even a free, honorary knight like you probably couldn't comprehend. Many of my powers rivaling the Lord Harbingers are not subject. Guess I'll say I don't. Nor will I even attempt to. Oh. Well, that's all I've got to say. So what are you going to do with me now? Battle. Rana and I both agreed that the wicked must be punished. I've foreseen the ending for the wicked, but I won't go down without a fight. It might be Jaryuma, and I might not have a chance, but I'll still fight, because I'm the evil amidst the good, the poison amidst the herbs, the wolf in sheep's clothing, the mercury in a golden chalice. My name is Snezhnich. Do your worst.
Pay your dues.
Illusion shattered.
Yahoo! This way, turn a little. Yeah.
No escape.
Yeah. Grow.
Solidify.
Shine down.
This way, turn a little.
Look for an outcast in the forest. Let's grow up. Do not yield to the wind or the rain. Do not yield to the winter snow or the summer heat. Could have let him go, but we killed him. And we got a new item. Tattered page. A tattered piece of paper left by someone. Seems to be torn from some sheet music and has become rather brittle with the passing of years. We are children with no kin, the petty servants on whom no light shines. In our left hand is the shield that protects our home, and our right wields the sword that is the will of the polar star. For crowns we wear masks that deplore the twisted logic of the heavens, and false gods and vanquished foes lie at our feet. Let me be the evil amidst the good, the poison amidst the herbs, the wolf in sheep's clothing, the mercury in a golden chalice. I shall leave my siblings beyond blood, and fight for parents whose blood I do not share. My dear Snezhniks, dear Snezhnians, my brothers and sisters, if I were to one day cease my journey and slumber under the white birch, please carry on without me. So are we not? Well, we are telling Paimon, I know that much. But it really should have been popped up as a quest. Let's see, where was he? I forget where he was. Oh, here's one of the kids. Well, Jaryuma, are you here to play with me today? Bro, about Rana. Rana said she was leaving for a trip. Looks like she would be away. Does make me a little sad, but it's an opportunity for me to grow up. Once I've grown up, I'll show up in front of Rana and surprise her. I'm sure Sabade will grow up to be a great distinguished lady. Thanks, Jaryuma. Learning really hard to become a distinguished lady sooner. I'm learning how to cook. Jaryuma, have a taste of the curry I made. My father and brother all thought it was good after they tried it. They told me not to cook this too often because it's worth being cherished since it's too delicious, but I will surely keep cooking it. Okay, suspicious food. About Aranara. No, I can't tell you, but I haven't seen them in a long time either. Okay. What does Calvis? Will Rana come back this time? About Rana. Rana said she was leaving for a trip and would be away for a very long time, much longer than before. But since I'm older than Sutabe and Ayosam, I'll take care of them for her. Let's play with Rana once she gets back. Take good care of Sutabe and Ayosam. I will. gonna be a good big brother, and I'll never leave them behind. Otherwise, Rana will criticize me. There will come a day when I become Captain Calvis, free as a seagull. To make it come true, I've been fishing with Dad. These are the fish I caught. I want to give them to you, Jaryuma. By the way, Setabe said recently she's been learning to cook on her own so that she could be a big girl soon. So if you happen to eat something suspicious she made, well, please don't be too hard on her, Jaryuma. About Arunara. Rana has gone traveling, and I haven't seen my friends in the forest for a long time. Okay, there was a third kid somewhere. Let's find that third kid. I want to know what they gotta say too. Here he is. Yos. Thank goodness Rana is alright, but why did she suddenly go traveling? I want to go traveling too. About Rana. Thank you, Jaryuma. It's all thanks to you that Rana wakes up again. I'll be a good boy for Grandma, the village chief, and Rana. From now on, I won't try to explore the dangerous places in the forest. I'll grow up to be a great man and go look for Rana and Arana. Keep it up, Yosen. Thank you, Jaryuma. I want to be a great person just like you, and help those in need just as Rana and you did for me. Right, take these star shrooms, Jaryuma. Rana says eating the star shrooms I picked always lifts her spirit. I hope they can lift your spirits too. About Alfonso. It's been quite a while since I've seen Alfonso. Rana and Alfonso must have left because they have something very important to do. I'll eat well and sleep well when I grow up. It'll be my turn to invite them to play.
I want to go traveling too!
Okay, he's the only one that had an answer for Alfonso, it seems. And I don't see anything else. Who's this? Oh, researcher? Oops, sorry. I don't even know. I should sorry, it's a fucking idiot. Huh. Oh, he was over there. Okay. And I don't see him anymore, okay. Alright. Nope, we got that done. Let's see. I talked to her and there was nothing. Let's see. Is there any quest marked? Oh, I got all these to do still. I'll probably do that in the next one. Okay, any quests in Mondstadt I got marked? No. I do have one in the inn, so we'll do that. The inside? Outside. Okay, he's down, so...
Even
I pressed
bedrock
space!
can be turned to dust after peak season. Nothing will sell.
This parameter. This one. Mr. Garcia? No. Almost. Wait, no. Fascinating. How fascinating. Mr. Garcia. Ah, Lutong. My good Lutong. Have you helped me order that dish? Yes, the radish veggie soup has been ordered, sir. Wonderful. How considerate of you, dear Lutong. I'm sure that we shall have our processing formula this time. I'm looking forward to it, sir. Yeah, what are they talking about? What's a processing formula anyway? Let's go ask them. That's true. Maybe they're researching some kind of new dish, you know? One that we could try.
Need to get something from A to B.
Sir, I believe it might be worth mentioning that if we take today into account, we have now eaten radish veggie soup for 6 full days. Our dire financial straits notwithstanding, I believe that our gastrointestinal circumstances are not to be ignored. And right you are, my dear Lutong. Sharp as ever, if I do say so myself. Maybe due to these gastrointestinal issues that we have been unable to ascertain the flavor of this dish. We require a witness, Lutong. We must find ourselves a third party. You flatter me, sir, but I believe that my point was... Excuse me, what are you two doing? Aha, and here comes our witness now. And there's more than one, to be sure. Wonderful. What witnesses? You mean us? Indeed. Pray tell, have you ever had radish veggie soup? Are you familiar with its flavor and how it's made? Sir, I believe we must at least apprise them of the whys and wherefores of the situation. Oh, of course we know it well. Jaryuma knows how to make it too. Paima, we should really hear what this is all about first. Right, yes. Allow me to explain this commission. I hope you shall be amenable to it. I am Lutong, and this is Garcia, my boss, who hails from Fontaine. Mr. Garcia is currently developing I believe he called it the numbering machine. More specifically, it's a tool that will allow people to perform various calculations. Is that about right, sir? So, a calculator, really? As precise as precise can be, my dear Lutong. My number machine's functions are just so. A concise answer machine. Yes, conciseness. We must be concise. The transformer is far too complex. Wait, but what does this have to do with radish veggie soup? I think this question will be best answered by you, Mr. Garcia. But how should we simplify it? Oh, right, yes. Allow me to explain. Well, let's begin with the most elementary matter. Are you familiar with formulae? Not exactly. Not entirely familiar with what you mean either. Alright, that's alright. You may consider formulae to be, an equation that is used to express a relationship between various quantities and which possesses a certain general applicability. What? Sounds impressive. Simply put, we intend to use the numbering machine to attempt to write a recipe formula for radish veggie soup. Mr. Garcia believes that as long as we obtain the right formula, we can convert the method of making radish veggie soup into a sort of general procedure? An idiot-proof procedure, if you will. As long as this procedure is followed, anyone can produce delicious radish veggie soup. That sounds pretty good, but couldn't you have just asked someone to teach you how to make the dish directly? Unfortunately, such a message is too greatly predicated upon natural talent. For people like Mr. Garcia and I, who lack any culinary predisposition at all, it is unlikely that we would be able to grasp the essence of any lessons that any chef, no matter how patient, might teach us. I mean, you cut it into the right size, mix the right amount of ingredients together, and use the right heat for the right amount of time. I mean, as long as you don't veer too far from the recipe, I don't see how you could fuck it up. In fact, I believe that Mr. Yanshao of this very inn has experienced this firsthand. So, do you need us to teach you to cook? I wouldn't say that either. Precisely. We'd like you to serve as our neutral third party. Simply put, we'll need you to try the radish veggie soup that Mr. Garcia makes according to the formula and give comments. So we're here to be taste testers for some good grub then? That would be putting it a little mildly. Oh, it'll be fine. Anyway, Paimon's never eaten radish veggie soup made according to some formula before. Let's just give it a go. It's settled then. In which case, let us adjourn to the kitchen. Mr. Yanshao has kindly allowed us to use it. Mr. Garcia, sir, shall we proceed with the same steps for this experiment as before? Oh, right, sorry. I was just a little distracted. Too many unruly parameters floating about in my head, you know? But yes, let us go with our previous 3-step process. Ooh.
Wouldn't gliding be faster?
No, we can't get in from here. Oops. So its formula is just a recipe, huh? Let us begin. Lutong is 10% less of each ingredient this time. Alright then, step 1, begin cooking. Yes sir. First the water, careful. There, with the speed at which the water is poured, it is most important. Next we add the ingredients. First, in go the radishes. This looks more like an alchemy experiment than cooking. Would dishes made this way really turn out alright? And it is done. Radish veggie soup. Our process went quite smoothly, sir. Indeed. Let us give it a try, traveler. You're welcome to have seconds if you too so wish. Woohoo, let's dig in. Thanks. This tastes like... Sir, I suspect that these radishes must be cooked for a while longer. How did the mince turn out like this? I'm sure that I had calculated its optimal cooking time. Guess I don't have to drink it then? The flavor of the soup is actually worse than what was made in our previous attempt. I fully concur with your position, sir. Alright, step 2. Feedback. I say the formula must be missing one parameter or another, or our calculations are still imprecise. I must adjust the machine's algorithm. Lutong, have you recorded all the data from this cooking session? They have all been recorded, sir. Excellent. We are one step closer to success, then. In that case, on to step 3. Requesting that a chef demonstrate the cooking process once more. You know that Yansha is over there, right? I think letting us use his kitchen was as far as he would give up ground. I fear that you're the only one we can count on to help us make that rich veggie soup, traveler. Okay. You finished making the dish already? You must be skilled indeed. Everyone carries the dishes downstairs. This flavor is mighty fine indeed, but I must say that it tastes entirely different from the radish veggie soup that Mr. Yanshao makes. Pardon my curiosity, but how did he make this dish? What were the exact amounts of ingredients? What seasoning did he use, and how? I'd appreciate it if you weren't right in my face. Ah yes, my apologies. Still, I would like to know how you made that dish in detail, please. You never know how the inspiration might come. You explain the manner in which you made the soup. I see. Ah, I had to sneeze, sorry. There truly are too many variables involved in deciding the flavor of a single dish. Much computation is needed to refine our calculations, but I will need to improve my numbering machine to allow for more computations. I can only hope that I can find some inspiration in the Academia's library. Why did he want to create such a machine anyway? Good question. But before I answer that question, permit me to ask you one first. Do you think that the numbering machine possesses thought? What do you mean by that? Exactly. Please think on this question first, if you would. We can discuss this question when we next meet. As for now, I must organize some data first. Come, Lutong, we begin. Yes, sir. Ah yes, please take these good, traveler. Please do not be upset with Mr. Garcia. This is just how he is. Are you two going to Sumeru? Indeed, Mr. Garcia wishes to read up on some resources at the Academia, and I've been hired to go with him. See you, traveler. It would be wonderful if we should have the fortune to meet again in Sumeru, and I believe Mr. Garcia would be most glad as well. Okay. That means this one could be deleted. Is there any more in leeway? No, not that I could see. Oh, okay. I'm searching to see if he's actually in Sumeru right now.
Boats are made for transferring commodities back and forth, and those that come across Liyue tend to stay a while. So it is where many things come to settle.
Okay, he had commissions in Leeway. Oh no, it's
Osmanthus
Sumeru.
wine tastes the same as I remember. But where are those who share the memory?
Okay. Says he's in, it's daily commission, so we'll never know how that really ends, probably. Said he wanted Academia's library, so I'm looking here real quick. Yeah, I see him in there, so he's not here. Wait, this is the library here, ain't it? Okay, I don't see him. Okay. Unless he's somewhere random in the city. Alright. We will move on to... Let's see, there's a quest here at Kamisato Estate will do. Oh, hello. It's been a while since I saw you last. It's true, I haven't been back for a while. I knew it. Now I may be getting on in years and lose my memory, but at least I didn't forget that. Ah me, not only is my memory like a sieve, but I'm finding myself more and more puzzled by what the younger folk are interested in. Before, a young'un from Fontaine came here saying that he was making a film, and chatted on and on with the master of the house. Goodness, and he keeps saying, dear? Throwing around a word like that all willy-nilly? Does he have no shame? Was his name Xavier? Yes, that's him. He mentioned you as well. Sounded like he had received funds from the Tenryou Commission and finally managed to make a film, but the Commission wasn't satisfied with the result. But he wanted to stick with it, so he came to us, the Commission in charge of the humanities and arts, for help. I didn't expect the master to agree to this, let alone to send Koharu to help. Is this film really so interesting? This is all completely beyond me. Still, since the master agreed, I should not pass judgment as a mere butler. But after thinking it over, I'm still worried about Koharu. Worried? That's right, I can tell that Koharu isn't too fond of this jabbering Outlander. She's always strictly obeyed the commands of the master and lady and would never deliberately disobey an order, but the child lacks training and composure. That Outlander is a bit too unreserved. If he ruffles Koharu's feathers and she can't restrain herself again, there'll be trouble. Koharu's training hasn't been brief by any means, and while her skills are far from perfect, she could easily knock someone lacking in fighting skills out. Isn't Koharu a servant of the Kamisato clan? And who might you be, might I ask? Back in the day, I would track thieves practically day and night, clean up villain no Bochu. Things like that. It was a cinch. These old bones can't manage that anymore though I just spend my days cleaning the house. Still, the years haven't been forgiving to my aching back. Well, who do you think Koharu and I are? Whatever answers you have in mind, all you need to know is that we're absolutely loyal to the Yashiro Commission and the Kamisato clan. Since you know the boy and have earned the trust of the entire house, a humble housekeeper such as myself is naturally at ease when it comes to you. If you can find the time to go and see how that film is coming along, I'd be eternally grateful. Sure thing. I seem to recall that he took a group of people to an island south of here. Anyway, thanks for letting me talk your ear off for this long. Please come back when you have the time. The entire house would be honored. Okay. I remember there being a daily commission over here for film crap. This is the 11th time. I just don't get it. Just say it. What was the problem this time? The problem this time, Miss Koharu, is that your performance just now was completely passionless. When I wrote those lines, my heart was bursting within an empty yet fervent passion. Yes, empty yet fervent. I need you to be more patient. Use your voice to express this rich emotion. Huh? An empty yet fervent passion. What does that even mean? Wait a minute. Didn't the casting call say that the script was written by a famous writer? That's absolutely right. The story was adapted from a novel written by the renowned author Kiyabuki Ike. And who adapted it, you might ask? None other than myself. Miss Koharu, Mr. Sasano, I am very sorry for making you both go over this so many times. But it's all worth it for the sake of artistic perfection. As such, I hope that... Hold on. I only know one Kiyabuki Ike, and everything he submitted to the Yae Publishing House always got rejected. But he wouldn't accept that, so he started publishing his own novels, but not a single one sold in the end. Don't tell me that we've been put through the ringer 11 times for something that guy wrote. I've had enough of this nonsense. That doesn't look good. Seems like Koharu's seconds away from flying off the handle. Let's go say hello. So Xavier, are you guys filming? Long time no see. Oh, Jaryuma and Paimon, my dear friends. How marvelous it is to see familiar faces at a time like this. As you can see, following the 7th Samurai, I finally came up with a way to secure the necessary resources to shoot another film. The lead role hasn't been decided yet. Thanks to the Lord Kamisato's generosity, the funds, props, and nearly all the other early stage problems have already been taken care of. If you don't mind, could I ask if you maybe, possibly, at all remember our agreement from before? What agreement? Of course. It's already been a long time since then, after all. You must have had many other important matters to take care of. So it's completely understandable that our first meeting didn't leave an impression. Don't worry, I'm not surprised or disappointed, really. Jaryuma's a friend of the Yashiro Commissioner. So you all know each other? That's right. Jaryuma was the first friend I made in Inazuma. The Fatui who dumped a bunch of work on me, and those non-communicative samurais don't count. If you made friends with Jaryuma, I guess you can't be all bad. Well, it seems like Xavier's got some chops after all. We're very good friends. You really think so? Even though I've never said so, I, for my part, have considered you a true friend right from the start. You aren't just my dear friend, you're my esteemed, reliable, true friend. Since we're friends, you don't have to call me any of that. Of course. And here you are right at this most dire moment. Like an oasis in the deserts of Sumeru. Precise and timely. Well, so long as per our previous agreement, you remain willing to play the role of the male lead in my new film. What do you say? Will you be my male lead? I would be honored, I guess. Probably gotta test Jaryuma's ability to improvise. We've traveled together long enough, after all. Getting him to be the main character is definitely a win for you, Xavier. Absolutely. I have no doubt of that. Well then, Mr. Jaryuma, here are the scripts for the next 2 scenes. Your scenes are Act 1, Scene 2, and 3. I've highlighted your lines, so please take note of them. Well, it took this much effort to find the right person for the lead role. I might as well give this one more time. Try. Fine, then I will too. How did this happen? But I won't lose like this. Close up. Don't underestimate my resolve. Super close up. Okay, we'll do the screenshot. Okay. Let's see. Outside in the quiet countryside, in the verdant wilds of Narukami, Haru and Sasano stand back to back, each speaking with their eyes closed. Sasano, the wind is coming. Where from? Don't worry about where it's coming from. All you need to know is that it's coming for them. Where are they? That Outlander? They're already walking the path to death. Sasano opens his eyes, then walks into the distance holding Haru's hand. Outside in the quiet countryside, the Outlander and the two are besieged by the enemy. After escaping with great difficulty, they arrive in the countryside, wounded. The Outlander isn't bleeding. Sasano, this won't do. If this continues, we won't have a chance against him. We'll have to sacrifice ourselves. The two rush out of the frame. Outlander, how did this happen? The Outlander wears a pained expression, but soon makes up their mind again. But I won't lose like this. Don't underestimate my resolve. The Outlander turns and walks back towards the enemy ranks as the screen fades to black. Outdoors, the enemy stronghold. After making up their mind, the Outlander cuts their way to the enemy stronghold. Haru, desperately, don't worry about us. Sasano, impatiently and loudly, hurry, go on without us. The Outlander spins around, continuously swinging their weapon. Through this endless rotation, this warrior becomes a golden whirlwind. The golden whirlwind covers every inch of the frame. Each enemy caught in the golden whirlwind's endless attacks suffers pain immeasurably worse than that of tooth decay. The golden whirlwind rapidly flings all enemies on screen into the distance where they land hard on the ground. The Outlander finally reaches the imprisoned Sasano and Haru, freeing them. Everything looks so official. Paimon's looking forward to watching your performance, Jaryuma. Hehe. Okay, I guess we'll start. Well, if you're ready, we can go ahead and begin a test shot. I'm ready. Good. Then let us begin. This won't do. If this continues, we won't have a chance against him. Smoother, Mr. Sasano. Smoother. These lines are just so awkward, though. We'll have to sacrifice ourselves. With feeling, Miss Koharu. Once more, with feeling. How did this happen again? But I won't lose like this. Don't do yourself, Rudy. Don't underestimate my resolve. Very nice. Excellent performance, Jaryuma. Mr. Sasano, Miss Koharu, you two need to go over our script. The next scene is between you two. We needed to do better than this. Jaryuma, we have a lot of battle scenes up next, so you need to complete them with the extras. Try to use the flashiest moves you have. I have a lot of faith in your abilities. I know your performance will be stellar.
Let's get down to business.
No, this won't do your ass. Let's do another take. Please tell me I don't have to do that cutscene again. Oh, I do. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, that's not the line here. Do you still remember it? Okay. That's all it is gonna be, okay. Okay. Okay.
Stabilize.
There is no escape.
More. Very.
Everyone hold hands.
How's this?
Illusion shattered.
Let's play.
Finally,
Let's see stars.
to the very gather.
There is no escape.
Committed to memory.
Go on home and have your meal. Hurry, go on without us.
This might hurt a little.
Illusion shattered.
You win this battle.
Mr. Sasano, Miss Koharu, I'm disappointed in both of you. The difference between these crude shots and a true film is like Mondstadt's dandelion wine and apple cider. One is alcohol, one isn't. They simply aren't the same thing. Heavens above, I just don't even know how to describe it. You can't remember your lines, your readings are all over the place, and you're not giving me any emotion. How am I supposed to work with that? This is a crime against art. This can't go on, my friends. I'm really sorry that you're so disappointed, but I don't plan to continue taking part in this. You can reprimand or punish me, but I'm not going to keep doing this either. Mr. Sasano? I mean, I know that there have been some issues with these performances, but it's nothing a few more rehearsals can't fix. There's no need. We could practice 100 times and I still wouldn't understand what your script is about. I share the sentiment. Why would these two characters suddenly sacrifice themselves and run off to where the enemy is? No matter how you look at it, it just doesn't make any sense. They are just dragging the main character down. And the lines at the end are so awkward, I feel embarrassed just reading them. In short, I quit. Goodbye. Yep, that's that then. How could you? With Sasano and Koharu gone, we shan't have enough actors to continue filming. This is bad. Bye. There, it's okay. I am so sorry. Your efforts, I fear they shall go to waste now. Let's think of a way to remedy this. I confess, I'm at a loss for words. I'm going to Uyu restaurant for a moment. I need to be alone. I'm sorry. Talk about this matter the next time we meet. Now Sager's gone too. Seems like he's in pretty bad shape. He must be taking the argument they had earlier really hard. Do you think we should go cheer him up a bit? Paimon remembers him mentioning Uyu restaurant. If you think we should go, then let's go look for him. They had a good point though. I didn't think the script was good either. Seems like it was missing a lot of story. Heh, you found me. Eeks, it reeks of booze around here. You're drunk, aren't you, Xavier? Let's drink. Oh, wait, no. I remember you saying that you wanted to give up drinking. You gotta stay on that wagon, okay? When did I say that? It must have been in my dream. Wasn't it just, right, when we were filming, I was being questioned? Madly so. Ish. Actually, I don't blame Miss Koharu or Mr. Susano. They were very cooperative at first. That is to say, or I think that is to say, probably because I'm, not that so talented. You just need a little more experience. You really are a good person, you know that? You're so good. Here, let me give you a hug. Hey, wait a minute. A minute ago you were drunk as a skunk. You're not taking advantage of the situation to get chummy with us, are you? I'll kindly decline. You know that film I worked so hard on before? Well, the higher-ups at the Tenryou Commission didn't like it too much. They didn't come right out and say it, but they were totally silent, which means they didn't approve. But I refuse to accept this. I refuse. This time I was able to get funding from Lord Kamisato to make this film, so I must take this seriously, don't you think? My dearest, most adored good friend, you're closer to me than a sibling, so I'll tell you something about me. I'm an engineer. But I think I could be more than an engineer. I've read lots of books and I can write stuff. I could also be a film writer, an actor, a director. Not talking out of my hat here. I could really do it. Don't you believe me? I believe you. Great. I would kiss you if I could, but I drank a smidge too much and my breath stinks. Don't get the wrong idea, Jaryuma. I just think that you're truly my most dearest and bestest friend. My best friend, I must treat you to a meal today, and I won't take no for an answer. My dear fellow, we ordered food from you, correct? Come, my friend, order whatever you like. Guess dry braised salted fish. That's all? No. Unacceptable. You are my best friend. The best friend of Xavier, man of Fontaine. Being stingy with my friends would damage my character. And I am, if nothing else, a person of character. My dear sir, we'll have the tri-flavored skewer, tonkatsu ramen, and whatever else you serve here. That wasn't even what I asked for. Understood. Eureka, one of everything for this table. Soon after, shop order piles your table high. Dear Jaryuma, dear Paimon. Now this is what I call a real meal. Come, let's eat for our dreams. You have a meal with Xavier. Thanks for your hospitality. Aw, you're a good guy, Xavier. You're Paimon's best friend. Well, one of them anyway. How was everything? Simply divine. I could taste the lake in your rice and fish. The sweet and delicate aroma is just like what I'd have in my hometown of Petrichor. Haha, is that so? Glad you liked it. Now, I didn't mean to eavesdrop, but this film you mentioned sounds very interesting indeed. Could you tell me more about it, if you wouldn't mind? You and Xavier explain the film to him and show him the script as well. Oh, so this Outlander has resolved to stand up and fight when things get tough. Impressive. But to be honest, there is so little thought or hesitation involved here that this person barely seems human at all. When they meet an enemy they can't beat, they summon up the courage to charge anyway, and they actually triumph. That sort of daring is actually rather frightening. You're still young, Mr. Xavier. I take it that you've never experienced such life-threatening situations before? Certainly not life-threatening, no. But is this the reason why my script has been criticized? Well, let me put it this way. Is having an identical experience first strictly necessary to writing a good story? From what I understand, quite a number of great authors are homebodies. Besides, I find this no-nonsense, sword-drawn approach very Inazuma-esque. Since I've come to Inazuma, I should make some films with that Inazuma flair. Mr. Kayubuki's original work was also in this style, and in order to preserve these unique elements, I've decided to honor the source. Ah, you mean Kayubuki Ike? An interesting lad, to be sure. Xavier, I'm moved by your dedication to film. I can't help but be reminded of a story I once heard. Sitting in a restaurant, eating and listening to stories like this is also so Inazuma. I love it. Please go on. Num num num. You guys go on. Paimon's just gonna finish up here first. Long, long ago, there lived someone named Sesshomaru. Sesshomaru was born to samurai parents who worked for powerful people. Well, they weren't very powerful themselves, but they weren't too bad either. But these parents seemingly made a strange error in their work, incurring punishment and eventually submitting to their execution. Unable to accept their deaths, Sesshomaru toiled to find the samurai family that carried out the sentence. Truth be told, the responsible party did everything by the book, and the family serving as executioner normally shouldn't have been blamed for the sentence they were ordered to carry out. This family was also acquainted with Sesshomaru's. Goodness me, the story's pretty hard to tell without naming names. For now, suppose that the family responsible was the Wakayama clan. To all the good people in Inazuma, named Wakamaru, please don't hate me for this. As I was saying, blinded by hatred, Sesshomaru decided to take revenge on the Wakayamas. But by then, the person who had personally beheaded Sesshomaru's parents had already passed away, leaving the eldest son in charge of the Wakamaru estate. This person happened to also be Sesshomaru's childhood friend, but now they had become enemies. Story of friends. This story about a family's following punishment from above. I've heard tales like these before. It sounds like Kazuha's, kind of. Looks like our young friend here is well read. Officials are privileged, but they also have responsibilities, and mistakes must be punished. We have our own rules here in Inazuma. It's not unheard of for an official to slip up and fall into ruin, but you don't seem surprised at all. You must have a wide circle of friends. Since this isn't surprising to you, I'm afraid that the fallout between Sesshomaru and the son of Wakayamas will be equally predictable. Paimon knows, something awful is gonna happen next. It doesn't matter if it's Mondstadt, Liyue, or Inazuma, it's always the same wherever you go. No, people not responsible, he probably just, forgave him? Nope, damn it. Hehe, indeed, there's nothing new under the sun. People always lose themselves, did the same old things. I suppose there are plenty of stories like this one in Fontaine too. Anyway, before any action was taken, Sesshomaru, supposedly remembering the old days, took out a tamari and a sword and let the eldest son of the Wakayama family choose between them. What did that mean? Now, how should I know what Sesshomaru was thinking? Still, I think that the tamari and sword represented life and death respectively. Having made the wrong choice, the Wakayama's eldest son had no choice but to accept being pursued and slain by Sesshomaru. What an ill-fated lad. So he picked the sword. But before Sesshomaru could even come knocking at his door, an illness took him. I don't know if it was lucky or unlucky. Dying of an illness and being killed both mean dying either way, so who knows which would have been better. It's hard not to blame Sesshomaru for his death. If it weren't for the former's being bent on revenge, the latter wouldn't have needed to lay low until he fell ill. After that, the younger Wakayama child immediately sought revenge. Good grief, the cycle never ends, does it? Sesshomaru was forced into hiding in the mountains before eventually disappearing. Some say Sesshomaru fled in fear of the Wakayamas, while others say he let himself sink into the depths of the ocean to quench his burning hatred. Whichever ending you wish to believe, no one ever saw Sesshomaru again. To this day, such fretful matters as hate and shame should all have flowed into the ley lines with Sesshomaru's death. That's the sword. That makes me think of the sword. Since this whole dispute has lost its source, just take and all was well again to be the story's ending. That's it? So not even you know where the Sesshomaru went. Yeah, all was not well at the end. What kind of ending is that? I'm sorry, but that's how the part I heard ends. After all, it's a tale that's been spread too many places. so such vagueness is unavoidable. Back to the issue. You see, Mr. Xavier, you need a story with an ending that leaves people wanting more. Mr. Okazaki, I must say that you are indeed a gentleman of great insight. I wouldn't be surprised if the legend of Sesshomaru took place in Fontaine. Especially one of the legends ending, the one where Sesshomaru disappears to put an end to his hatred. That sounds like what a friend of mine from Sumeru would do. I want to thank you for your kindness and the nudge you've given me, and not just through this story, your unique way of giving advice has given me just the inspiration I needed. I think I know what I was missing from my film before. Thank you, Mr. Okazaki. This is for the mill. If I can manage to write an even better script, I'll come back to offer you my solemn gratitude. Haha, tell you what, I really envy your use and drive, traveler. To be able to befriend such a person is a gift from the gods. You must be a special person as well to have been so blessed. Good things surely await you and Mr. Xavier. The story is quite complete, but it's like it's some emotional turmoil. What's on your mind? Heavens forgive me, I'm a real Seuss this morning. I am. I left my friend in the restaurant after completely forgetting about them, but I think I can now write an all-new, presentable script now and give this one more shot. It'll definitely work this time. No, I will make it work. Please allow me a little more time, just one day with suffice. But it's gonna be tricky with those two actors. Ms. Koharu and Mr. Sasano don't seem keen on trying again, but I can't blame them either. I'll just have to think of something when the time comes. Can I help in any way? No, I couldn't ask for anything more comforting than having you here to listen to me vent. My dear Jaryuma, you are indeed a great listener. Miss Paimon, if my behavior was at all untoward just now, can you forgive me? I didn't mean you any offense. Oh, Miss Paimon? That has a nice ring to it. Alright then. Magnanimous Paimon has decided to forgive you. Wonderful. I feel much better now. Let's meet tomorrow at Komori Tea House. I'll bring an even better script. You'll see. Xavier trots off. Great that he's so motivated, but it's like Mr. Okazaki said. Is it really okay for him to do it all by himself? He says he's going to write a brand new script in one day. That's a scary big job, isn't it? I'd like to help him. Maybe you should let Xavier work out the script by himself. Paimon thinks we can help him with his actor problem instead. I'll go talk to the actors. Yeah, that should take a load off his back. Alright. Well, I think I'll call this one here, because this looks like it might take a while. So, if you watch this, thanks for watching. And I hope you all have wonderful lives. Peace.